Hello? Hey, yes?
Yes, ma'am. How are you? My name is Tyrone. I came and did your lawn yesterday.
Yes?
Electrical.
Yes?
Yes, another electrician will be coming out today at 3 o'clock. That'll be okay.
Okay.
Okay. You want it done this week, correct?
So whenever you can do it.
Yes, I want to do. We're gonna try to. We're gonna talk to you when we get there. We're gonna be there. Okay.
Okay. I gotta.
All right.
Yeah, I'm doing something.
Thank you.
All right, bye. Hello. If I was live and y'all heard that, I'm sorry. All right. Hey, welcome in. Yeah, my phone rang at the last second, and that was my electrician. He's coming by at 3 today. So I'm gonna add my friend to the stage. His name is Scotty J. Scotty J Travels, soon to be a new name. Look out. Updates to come for everybody. We're going to change up some people's videos. I'm going to start going live at least maybe 3 times a week. And we're going to be doing anything from my dancing to my cooking to my crocheting. So get ready for some new adventures, everybody. So, and today I'm gonna wait a few more minutes if people show up, but I'm taking leftover cream potatoes, and these are not just regular cream potatoes. I don't have a spoonful. That's all you need. If you've got 3 or 4 people you got to feed, you may have to save a spoonful of leftover potatoes. We're gonna make potato pancakes, and you can use flour or you can use pancake flour.
Did you send Jeremy the link?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right.
I sent Jeremy the link. Yeah. So if y'all had been talking a while, he probably had to run to the bathroom. We should have had a 2-minute break. Well, you had 2 minutes for my show. And then my phone rang. And I thought it was the guy that cut my grass. And I'm going, he's mad because I deducted $10 yesterday. I was going to deduct more than that. But I went over to my flower bed and I said, these are flowers. This is a tree weed. There's 3 or 4 of them in there. Take out the tree weed. You know, he weed eated and weed eated my flower down. I said, dang. Now they're a bulb, so they should come back.
They'll come back, girl. They'll come back.
But I don't know if I have any more to bloom this right now because he cut them down. So, all right, let's see who he is. All right, we got another friend behind the stage. We got Pat's on a mission. We got Jeremy.
Howdy.
Hello. So, anyway, I don't know who's here. Well, we got 0, but that's okay. My friend from from Africa usually shows up, but she goes to bed about 1:30 our time, and so I have the feeling she's already snuck into bed.
Yep.
She'll sometimes watch me in bed and fall asleep to me. So if I can get on live before 1:30 every day, I do get the foreigners. After that, I get whoever. And sometimes nobody, and sometimes everybody. So, yeah, I think I put it out for everybody. Yeah.
Be shared on my community tab, so we try to get some more viewers in.
All right, you can do that.
Oh, right.
You run a second instance of the show on YouTube next to it, and then pull up Roxy's show, and then share it from there.
So, anyway, turn on my eye to get my pan hot. But, this is my first. I don't eat till sometimes between 12 and 1 o'clock. Well, it's almost 2 o'clock, 1:30 now. So I'm eating my first meal of the day. I was going to go out to the store today because I need to get stuff for my dishwasher. If anybody out here knows anything about dishwashers and why it makes spots, I've got a countertop dishwasher, and it's not really cleaning them that well. Someone said it's a shorter cycle. No, it goes almost 2 hours, so it's not a shorter cycle. About the same length as a regular dishwasher. It goes anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours on a regular dishwasher. So I think it's that I need the finish, the stuff they call finish, to go in it to see if that will help. If that don't help, then I don't know what does. Hey, Lisa D, welcome in. Welcome in. So y'all haven't missed anything. And then I got a farm fresh egg. The lady who gives me the eggs, she gives them to me about once a month at church. It's about 12 of us that show up at church, and she rotates who gets them. So I got these before my trip, but they're still good. Fresh eggs like to last a lot longer than an egg.
I have got 14 hens, and I have got a plethora of eggs. I mean, like we having to like give eggs out. Like, take these eggs because we're just getting overloaded.
I know. And you would think that one of my friends said, "Oh, I want to give me about 6 chickens." I said, "How many of you live in your house?" "Just me." I said, "Well, you're gonna have 6 chickens, 6 eggs a day, and sometimes more."
Yep.
And I said, "You're gonna only need 2, unless you eat 6 eggs a day. You're gonna only need 2."
Right.
So I don't know what she got. I haven't talked to her in a while.
Okay, so Roxy, I did a thing the other night.
Yeah.
I finished the other hat with Lori on the screen, so now I got 4 here. I got the whole 4-part series, but I still got the better part of a whole skein left.
Yeah.
There's the 4 hats. So now what I'm doing, yeah.
Those.
And then so now what I did was I started with the white, and now I switched mid brim with the variegated, so it's going to be just the variegated showing, nothing but stripes, nothing but a swirl all the way up the hat. And so that's what this is going to be.
Woo! That's gonna be. Hey, cruising is fun anytime.
That's me.
Hey, Cheryl Renee.
That's me. I came in with other because I got a good section of yarn here
I
left.
love those yarns. I love those yarns. I would love to do a unicorn out of those.
Oh,
So what I'm doing for my cooking is I had a big spoonful of potatoes left. You add an egg, and then you either add flour, pancake mix. Some people add cornmeal, but I don't add cornmeal to my potato pancake. I've heard cornmeal, but I'd rather just add flour or pancake flour. So I just got out my pancake flour. I'm going to add a couple of spoonfuls or 3. And if you really want to look up a recipe, go right ahead. But all it is your leftover pancake, your potatoes. And I don't know if y'all can see in there and all, but that's what I got. Just egg, flour. And then I'm also going to do a little different. You add milk or water. I'm adding half and half because I don't like plain milk. I like it a little richer. And then heavy whipping cream. It's like $2 more, so this is half the price. So you get a little more. And you don't need but a little bit, splash or 2, just to make them where you can make pancakes.
right.
And I'm adding, I had ham, sliced ham from the deli, or from your packaged stuff. And I'm going to add some ham to this and fry them up. So. And people say it's hard to cook. It's not hard to cook. It's just sometimes time consuming. But there used to be a show, I think it was Rachel Ray did it, and she made meals in less than 30 minutes.
Yep.
So you can make meals in less than 30 minutes. Now, this egg was so yellow. I don't know if Scotty has yellow eggs, but this is so yellow that it's made it a creamy color. Looks like mustard. Looks like the light mustard you can buy. So, and my potatoes do have a little bit of lumps in them. That was because I probably could have cooked the potatoes another couple of minutes. And so if you like lumpy potatoes, it's okay. And I don't mind lumpy either.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right. Then you just take your ham and drop it in. I just got 1 piece. And I'm just gonna fry these up in my butter. You can use oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, whatever oil you got, or you can just use butter, or you can use a combination of both. It doesn't matter. And some people even use peanut oil because peanut oil is a higher cooking temperature. But if you can't have peanuts, don't use peanut oil.
Right. That's when the throat close up.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right. A dollop. I don't even have my. Let's hope I got a spatula. I forgot it's dirty in the dishwasher. Well, we're going to make it do. No other spatula, I don't know where it's at. Because I should have went to the store and got what I needed this morning, but I was playing Let's Be Lazy. And tomorrow's start over day at most grocery stores anyway. So go the day they start their sales and you might find something wonderful. So I just put a spoonful. Make your pancakes as big as you want. I could have filled this whole pan up and made over huge one, but I just made a small one. Let me see if I can find another spatula or a big old fork. All right, I got one of these serving forks. That'll work to turn it over with.
Nice.
Because way over yonder on the other side of the room is probably my other spatula I hadn't used in a while. But the two I use are in the dishwasher. And you cook potato pancakes like you do a regular pancake. When they start bubbling, making little holes on the top, that's when you flip them.
Yep.
Now sometimes the pancakes do not make holes, and sometimes they do. Yeah, they're starting to make little bubbly holes here. And if your butter gets too brown, it's still okay to use, but if it gets too brown, it's called burnt butter. We don't want burnt butter. Brown butter is good, but burnt butter is not. No, this is almost ready to flip. I made gravy the other day, and I wanted to use all the drippings on the bottom, but the flour got too burnt, and so I scraped 90% of it off. And then I still use the same pan because that little bit that was left was not too bad.
Right.
Because when you're frying pork chops or chicken and you get them too high, your flour is going to burn. And the residual flour that fell off of it started burning. All right. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Well, I'll show you I'll get it and show you in a minute. But I turned it over.
I had to go get some yarn.
I see that.
So I do this neutral color.
Now, if you want to do like we want to do a crochet along thing, you've got to tell everybody because not everybody has a closet full of yarn.
You're right.
Right.
So you will have to either go to the store and tell them you want mainstay, and I would don't choose dark colors. Tell them to choose, say, 3 or 4 colors of a light color, or you just tell them we're all going to do it in blue and see how everybody's turns out. Or you can say if you've got yarn, you can use sewing, you just need to know how many ounces.
Oh, snap. Ryan's in the house. Hello.
Hey, Ryan. Yeah.
Hey, Ryan.
All right, there's my pancake.
Hey, I like that. Hey, Jeremy.
See, it got brown on both sides.
My crochet bag.
Yeah.
One more time.
My crochet bag.
Oh, nice.
So I'll probably get 2 pancakes out of this. And that is more than enough for anybody.
Golly. Why? Why? I thought the shenanigans were over first thing this morning.
Gotta save the best for last.
Daddy D's in the house.
Hey,
Hey, Danny.
Oh my God.
Welcome.
you know it's gonna be a good time when Scotty's here.
Correct. That is absolutely correct. Never a dull moment. That's why I love you, Scotty.
What's up?
Oh,
Oh, you should have seen us last night. Me and Scotty and Lois.
Yeah.
oh, we were off the chain last night.
Oh.
We could say one little wrong thing and we all laugh for 10 minutes.
Yep.
For
So
sure.
I like those kind of days when you're laughing and having fun.
Yes. Yes. It's better to laugh than just sit around depressed all day.
Ooh, you ain't lying,
It
dude.
really is, man. There's plenty that we could be sad about, but if you find that one thing that makes you laugh, that is gold right there.
Yes. I mean, I could have sat here this past week and been pity party all week long because it's on the 13th was the day my dad died and my husband died. I didn't do a pity party. I went out, got me an Uber. Ended up costing me about $100 for by the time I got the Uber and the extra, then a little too much for the dinner. But I had a good time. But
Yeah.
some of the dinner didn't agree with me the next day. But I said, I don't care. I had a fantastic time.
Worth it.
I talked to the manager. He was so nice. He brought me a free dessert because he heard me say that I was celebrating my husband's passing.
Yep.
And so I said, I'll go out and have fun again anytime. That's what I'm going to be concentrating on is no more pity party hiding in the closet, And I do need like that phone call in the morning from anybody like, get up. You don't need to sleep till 11 o'clock. Get up. I used to try to get up to watch another person's live at 11 o'clock. But now that person has started doing recording because his life got too busy.
Yeah.
Now, I do watch recordings sometimes, but and I watch your video if you're putting out a video that's fun. But a video, I love Jesus and everything, but I'm not going to sit there and get up just to be on time for a video for something I can watch later in the day.
Right.
So if I can watch it later in the day, I'll watch it later in the day. I'm not going to rush. But if I had a purpose to get up, I get my butt out of the bed. Well, there is purposes, but I just felt like lately I don't go to bed for 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And then I get on there and I watch my TikToker who he goes to graveyards.
Uh-huh.
And he's kind of interesting to watch. There's right now he's in Pennsylvania, and he was at an old cover bridge yesterday, and it's a bridge that was in part of the war for the Indians up there. And I get watching things like that because it's for him. It's better to do his at night because he's doing the spirit box. Some people don't believe in that, but
yep,
it's kind of interesting to watch. And if I start doing dancing or exercising, it's just going to be either Richard Simmons music because I don't get copyrighted on Richard Simmons music. I don't know why. He's been gone all over. He died. I was born on his birthday, but he died on his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a year. So I don't know if the copyright stuff for his music has gotten put through YouTube yet, or his brother don't care. Because it's a family. When someone dies, it's a family who has to take over, and Now, I guess a lot of y'all knew that Robert Redford died today.
Yeah,
89
I've
years
seen
old.
that.
Yep, he was 89. So all his music and shows, they're all copyrighted. So you got to be careful. I've
I
seen,
did see that.
yeah, I've seen people put, yeah. I think he was just old. I don't know if he had a disease or not, but he was 89 years old.
He was old. Bless his heart.
Yeah. And anybody that likes his salad dressings, they're good. What's the name of them? I can't think now. But anyway, my dad worked for his company for about 2 months, and it was just temporary work.
Mm.
But he said making salad dressings all day long was kind of fun.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know what he did. I think he was one of those that cleaned up the conveyor belts and stuff. Janitor, I don't remember exactly what he did, but he got to bring every week if you worked for him at his company there. They got to take a salad dressing home about twice a month, once a week, so depending on what they had left. So yeah, but these pancakes came out pretty cool. I'll show you all 3 of them in just a second. It was enough for 3 small pancakes. And if you're trying to lose weight, 3 small pancakes is enough. I've gotten 4 out of the 6 pounds I put back on off. I got 4 out of that. All right. There you go, folks. That's what 3
nice.
Now, if you want to do like I'm just going to do, I've got leftover butter over here. I'll probably put a pat of butter on them.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a recipe that I've done before. I want to do my chicken nuggets, but who remembers Dinah Shore?
Dinah Shore?
Yeah.
I've heard of the name.
Yeah. She had a what do you call it, talk show out back in the 70s and 60s, and she made chicken nuggets, but she used half pancake flour and half regular flour and buttermilk, and she made her nuggets with that. So it's something that I've done ever since my mother did it. I've kept it up and did the same thing.
That's good.
Yeah. But I do need to get back. I was doing about 3 times a week. I was doing a cooking or cleaning with me. And so
one of the first lives I ever seen you do was you were cleaning out your back room or something like that. And that was the first time we really connected. I was just like, man, she put the phone in the corner and just cleaning out a closet or something,
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, really cool. I thought that I saw that as authentic. I really did.
Yeah, I need to do more of that. Some people are embarrassed to show their house. I'm not embarrassed. If I was to turn this camera around, you'd say, how can you live like this? But I'm trying to get my house in order. Like today, I've got to be off by 3 o'clock because the dude's coming. He's got to go under my house, the electrician does, and figure out where the wire comes in, main box, to put in my new fuse box.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was just going to be a simple thing. You unhook the power and go. No, you got to call the power company and tell them what you're doing. They've got to approve it. So he's got to call the power company. I don't know if he'll call them today because 3 o'clock's kind of getting late to call them, but they probably don't close till 5. But so I don't know what he's going to do. So, all right, pancake. That's good. Mm-hmm.
And those were potato cakes, right?
Yes. You just take your leftover cream potatoes, I had enough for 3. So, like, if you were cooking at your house, Jeremy, I would say maybe two or 2.5, 3 spoonfuls of your potatoes left.
Mm-hmm.
There may be a certain recipe. Now, I saw years ago, you could take your instant potatoes, make them kind of thick, and make potato pancakes with those. But I'm not into instant potatoes. When you dehydrate them and reconcentrate them,
Mm-hmm.
they lose that potato taste to me.
Sure. And what I like to do is shred potatoes to make hash browns. And
Yes.
I like fresh produce better than the redone stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm making mashed potatoes, chances are I'm just going to use the flakes. You know, just for a small quick side if I'm cooking food. But if I make a potato salad, on the other hand, then I will use nothing but real potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When my daughter got married, along 2011, I want to say this year she got married. I told the guy, he read us the menu at the place we were going to use, and I said, "Are your potatoes instant or are they freshly made?" "Oh, they're freshly made." No, they were not freshly made. My sister-in-law, who works in the lunchroom at the time, school lunchrooms, she said, "I can tell you these are the flakes or the powders.
Yep.
It's 2 different kinds." I said, "I can tell you that too." But we all ate them, but it's not what we were told they were. So you got to watch it. You know, like Jeremy was saying, make your own hash browns. All you got to do is peel them. If you want the peeling, leave the peeling on. If you don't, peel them. And take your little grater, box grater, square grater, any kind, and grate it up. And if you look at the store, next time you're at the store, look at your packages. You're going to see probably 300 or 400 milligrams of sodium in a serving. I don't remember exactly, but you're going to see a lot of sodium in a serving of hash browns that are frozen, when you can just take 5 minutes and peel a potato. Put your pan on like I've got. Add oil or butter or both. Pour your potatoes in. Cook them on slow and low for a few minutes. Flip them over, and then if you want them more brown, you just turn your heat up a little bit to they're brown.
Yeah.
And you don't have all that sodium.
Right. A freshly grated carrot is what I did yesterday also, because we had this cabbage that was bigger than my head.
Wow.
Okay. And so I made, I'm serious, it was huge. And so I took that cabbage and broke it down and made fresh coleslaw mix. Well, the way I did it is I cut the cabbage very thin, into strips, and I mixed in some freshly grated, and I used the cheese grater to grate down the carrots, and that's the way I did it. I didn't cut the carrots. I didn't do it with the knife. I took a shortcut by just simply grating them down, and all I got to do now is put the slaw dressing, shake it up in the bag, and boom, we got coleslaw. So yeah, it was bigger than my head, Danny D. Huge.
All right, let me find what I'm looking for. I use an immersion blend. I don't like coleslaw, but I have made it before. And if it sits overnight, then I can eat a bite or two of it.
Yeah.
But I've made it with my immersion blender, where if you're like some of the restaurants, they're just shredded and some of them are blended. So my mother likes hers more blended than she does shredded. But you can have it either way. But I've used this immersion blender, and this is not sponsored, but it came from Lidl's, or Aldi's has them too from time to time. Yeah, it was only like $9.99 versus $34.99 for a bronze or the national brand. And it probably came out of the same factory on different days. You know, if you didn't know that, a lot of people say, "Oh, I only use national brand foods." Well, there's not, but 2 peanut butter companies that I know of in the United States. That's Jif and Peter Pan. Well, Jif and Peter Pan make grocery store brands. Because Aldi's and Kroger and Best Buy, all those grocery stores, they're not going to have, they can't afford to have their own factory unless that grocery store has got other names. Like in Georgia, we have Kroger. Now I can't think of the name, but the Kroger has more than one chain, but it's all Kroger chain, and it's based out of Ohio. Their plant is, but in other states, that Kroger is named something else, but it's all from the same company.
Yep.
But I do know that Kroger, their chocolate chips, they used to, I don't know if they still do, but they used to come from Nestle's. So there's not a lot of companies that's going to make chocolate chips. You'd think there would be, but that they're not going to make enough money. So it's better for the Kroger company to go to Nestle and say, "Hey, can you start manufacturing me chocolate chips?" Yeah, if you look at your packaging from Kroger to Dollar Tree, I've been to the Dollar Tree and got chips before, and they're like 2 ounces less in the Dollar Tree than they are at the grocery store.
Right.
And you're thinking you're getting a bargain because they were only $1.
Right.
When you could go for $2.30 something cents for a few more ounces at the grocery store. So you have to watch.
Right. Dollar Tree does outprice Walmart on some items. And that's because they have smaller packaging. Like your dishwasher packs, there's only 4 of them on the premium side. 4 dishwasher packs is not going to take you that far. Your price per unit is what you want to do. And unfortunately for Dollar Tree, they don't have those little blue stickers where it has the price per unit on there like they do at Walmart or Kroger. And so, yeah, I did learn that while being a stocker at Walmart is the unit cost is right there on the sticker.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And like this pancake mix, it came from Kroger. The last pancake mix before this came from Ollie's, because Ollie's had a closeout on pancake mix, but the price of it at the time was an okay price. But before I went and got this at Kroger, I was at Ollie's again. And I said, no, I just saw it at Kroger the other day because I forgot to get it. I said, I'm going back to Kroger because I got to pass it on the way home. So I went back into Kroger and got my pancake mix because it was $1 cheaper at Kroger than it is at Ollie's. So you got to watch your pricing. No matter if it's Kroger, Ollie's, Dollar Tree, Walmart. Just because I say they're cheaper than someone else doesn't mean they're cheaper than someone else.
Right.
But gee,
You know, and they used to, I don't know if many people remember, but Walmart used to say made in America only.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if it was when YouTube started or when, but someone come up on a post I read a long time ago and said, this was when it was made in America. And she read the inside and it said made in Indonesia.
Yep.
So Walmart had to take that slogan off their door, off their wall, off their commercials. And so now, doesn't matter what store you're shopping at, 90% of the clothing is not going to come from the USA unless you're going to a high-end clothing store like Saks Fifth Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Going down Rhodesia Drive, you know, in California. Rhodesia.
Rodeo.
Rodeo.
The Rhodesia. We're going down Rhodesia Drive. What is Rhodesia? It is, huh? Rhodesia.
Rosacea.
But you just gotta look at your labels.
And your rosacea.
Yeah, I have that already. Yeah. So yeah, you just gotta look. You just gotta watch your prices, your labels. Oh, and by the way, did y'all know that organic is not always organic, and your meat is not always what the meat says it's going to be.
Organic has two different meanings for me. It was either grown indoors hydroponically, or it was grown outdoors, but they vowed to put it in premium soil and not put pesticides on it. That's what organic means to me. Also, organic was regular, like that's the way we grew stuff in my dad and stepmom's backyard. Like we grew our own stuff, and if it just means pesticide free, then that's what we had. We had pesticide free vegetables that we grew ourselves, and that stuff was good. That stuff was really good. I mean, I would pick it straight off the plant and just eat it like that. Like I stayed fed whenever I was a kid, because I was out there shopping around on the blackberry bushes growing on the fence, or I would pick a fresh fig off of my great grandmother's tree and eat it like that. That's how I grew up. People just grew stuff in the backyard, and as a little kid, I had to keep us in green onions, like chives. That's what I grew. I had me a chive garden on the side of my dad's shed, and that was my job, was to make sure that those grew and that we had them for meals. So I know about all of that.
Yeah.
Miss Ma'am and her mama in here, they're going to start growing some tomatoes and green beans, I think, for us, because we like to keep tomatoes around, but to go to the store just to get a tomato is not something that I want to do. So they got some little grow kits from Dollar Tree, and these little cups on the counter in there that we're going to grow our own stuff right here. And I'm probably going to use planters to grow a big batch of green beans, because that's our favorite vegetable. We all like it. In addition to that, we all like broccoli, but broccoli is a little harder to do. So I think I'll keep on going to the store on that one and getting frozen broccoli. So yeah.
Now something else that's easy to grow, but it takes about 4 years before you can harvest any of them. Is asparagus.
Yeah.
Asparagus? Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it takes 4 years for it to.
Once you get an asparagus plant started, you're supposed to pick them bigger than pencil size. I've done it pencil size because I got so many growing out there.
Okay.
But harvest it when it's bigger than a pencil size. And according to what was her name, Martha Stewart, you have to leave at least one for it to make seed, and that seed will replant itself. But it takes longer for the seed to come up, but they will fall. And so I dug mine up because I had my fence put up. Well, I've got more asparagus coming up where I put the fence.
Right.
So it did not. I thought it was going to be in the way, so that's why we had to move it. Well, and then I've got 5 pots out there with asparagus.
Oh, I got to dry our beans.
So I said I'm going to leave them in pots and see what happens. And the next year, if I don't get it, well, I left them in the pot and they started making a fern again. They make these long little ferns, and you leave a couple to grow into ferns, so that way it will make the asparagus for the next year.
Nice.
So I've got 5 pots, and all 5 of them have a fern coming back up in it. So I thought we'd killed it because they cut it down and not knowing what they were doing. I had to stop them in the middle of putting up my fence. I said, "We got to dig this up. This is asparagus." Oh, I thought it was weeds. Just because you got someone that cuts your grass or puts up fence, they might not know what your plants are.
Yep.
Last summer, and it didn't happen this summer because they're not coming back to my house. The guy who cut my grass last year, he was spraying my yard for poison ivy. Well, he went and sprayed my black eyed pea plant, and I so PO'd at him. He didn't kill them all, thank God, because I caught him after the fact. But but you have to spray sometimes twice. He said, "I was just going to spray those again today." I said, "No, that is not poison ivy."
No.
So I did have a few peas last year, and I got some out there now, but then I picked them day before yesterday, and then I left a meal's worth on the counter last night. And back when my grandmother was going up, you could leave food out on the counter and eat it the next day. Not today.
Nope.
Mm-mm. I need grandparents and I don't see you, Lois. Sorry. I'm getting to you. I don't think I can add you. It's not showing you. There you are. All right.
Hey, Lori.
Oh my gosh, she took a bath.
And
I
she's
did.
on YouTube.
Smell-o-vision.
She got
Oh,
hair and everything.
smells good.
I needed it badly.
Watch
Yep,
the cooking, huh?
My grandmother would start her food the night before and leave it on low in the oven and cook her meat all night long. Turn it off the next morning before we went to church. And we might be 1 or 2 o'clock getting home because back then you stood outside and you talked for an hour to your church friends.
Right.
But today you can't do that. You can't leave your meats out more than an hour.
Right. I've taken too many food safety courses to have anything out of temperature. I have a food manager certification and a food handler certification. So I know time, temperature control, and don't put sprouts in anything. Don't use sprouts because like the ultimate answer to those food certification tests is sprouts will make you really sick. If you don't use them fresh and get rid of them after like an hour or 2, they're done. Sprouts do not stay fresh for long at all.
Yeah, I've heard of people who take a sponge and they put their little beans, their little sprout, whatever they're going to call a sprout, and they grow them on a sponge, and it takes like 3 or 4 days, and you have to harvest them and use them. You can't let them sit because that sprout is going to become whatever bean or whatever thing it was supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah, motherfucker.
I'm telling you, the food safety is something that I do take seriously.
I did too.
I thought maybe you went across.
Well, we would go to my aunt's house, and my uncle lived. They lived like 2.5 hours apart. Well, he always brought the turkey. Well, it sat in his pot, covered up, hot from his house. But by the time he got it to my aunt's house, it was 2.5, 3 hours, depending on the traffic.
Right.
I did not eat the turkey. I was afraid that being out that long, even though it was still warm when it got to my aunt's house,
Right.
it was just too long of a let out.
It was not 140 degrees.
Probably not. Now, there is a thing, if you've ever seen this, truckers can buy them a crock pot that they plug up their cigarette lighter, or used to be that way, and they would cook them a meal on the road. They'd put it in that little crock pot, set beside them, and off they would go. But how many people are going to carry something to plug up in your car to keep your food hot? Not very many people.
Right. Our
Well, they used-
grandfather had an ice chest that would do that.
Shit,
Yeah.
I did.
but they
James
used
says,
to
"Give
be a
me
trucker or
all
watched
he
and
ain't dead yet."
yeah.
If motherfuckers can live on roadkill, we do.
But the trucker I watched, his truck was his home away from home. He didn't rent an apartment or anything. When he went home to his hometown,
The top.
he parked in the trucker's place he was allowed to park,
That's on YouTube.
and he lived out in the back of his truck. He had a hot plate, and he had all the ventilations to cook in his truck.
Right.
So, but on the road, he plugged up his little slow cooker thing. It's not really big, real big enough for one meal person. And he went along his way. Now, do you remember back years ago, some of these people would wrap up a potato, and they would tie it to their engine, and they'd go there 4 or 5 hours, and they got there, the potato was done.
Yep.
I was watching one lady, she got there, and she had 3 potatoes supposed to be tied to her engine. She got there, and there was nothing there.
Oh, wow.
She said, "Oh, they all bounced off while I was riding.
Yeah, they all fell.
All fell."
Terrible.
So, yeah, but I don't know if I would do that. You know, in Arizona and some of the hotter countries, they say it's hot enough to fry an egg or cook cookies in the car, and I've seen YouTubers do that. And I've seen some that it does wonderful, and I see some that why did we do it? It didn't work.
What's gallons per ounce? You gotta breathe.
So you have to be careful with your foods, and yeah.
Danny D says, "Hi, James."
Who did?
Danny D.
Hey.
Yeah. So what time is it? We're doing good on time. Unless someone else coming on this time of the day.
And I love afternoons because like nobody's on unless police are on. It's really cool time to come on YouTube.
Right.
I was jealous when you were talking about the asparagus. I would love to have asparagus growing in my backyard.
Right. And
Oh
baby
my
loves
God.
asparagus.
If anybody's
be
coming
good.
to Atlanta before I plant them back in the ground, I can share. And
Not
that way
me.
you'll be ahead of the game. You won't have to wait 4 years.
Right.
You might have to wait a year, but you won't have to wait 4 years.
I didn't know it took 4 years to mature like that. This is new.
Yeah, it takes up to 4 to 5 years, depending on the. Now you can buy asparagus in the store in the pot, and I don't know how long they've been growing in that pot, but the general is it looks like a big old spider. It's got a lot of little things coming off of it, like long little shoots. And when I got mine, and that year I'd been watching a lot of Martha Stewart, and she had her garden, and she said it takes 4 to 5 years before you can harvest your first asparagus.
Mm-hmm.
Now you do go to some specialty restaurants, and they're harvesting asparagus really thick as my pinky, real thin. Well, the only reason they're harvesting that much is because you don't really want to eat it because they put enough nitrogen on there to speed up the process.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend who was had went to jail, prison. When he got out, they sent him to a halfway. They sent him to a halfway facility because he learned how. He was already a handyman and could do everything. You name it, he could do it, fix it. They sent him to Warner Robins. I think that's Warner Robins, Georgia, or a little further out, to a place that grew vegetables. And he said we would put that stuff in the ground in the truck. And his truck was putting nitrogen in the ground.
Yep.
He said corn that should have taken 2 to 3 weeks to get, pretty high. He said it was high the next morning. It was already up and going.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why a lot of people have problems, is because they're trying to get that food out there faster to the market.
Right. It takes shortcuts.
The other thing I've heard about asparagus is if you plant your crops every year, but you like you said, let them go to seed, let a couple of them go to seed.
Mhm.
you will eventually, if you keep them in the same area, you will eventually have them every year. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
you have to be patient with them.
I have it every year. I have some in a spot that I did not plant because the birds came and took those seeds and they
replant.
dropped it.
Yep.
So
And
now you have it everywhere.
I have it in three different spots now. One, two. I'm gonna have it in 4 different spots the next time, but the one up by the house has not done that great, so I don't know if I'm gonna get any more off of it because I only had one come up this year off of it, so I don't know if it died down or what. But I've got 1, 2, 3 spots now I know of that I'm gonna have next year. I gotta plant the ones back, and the ones I plant back, if I can scatter them out, I'll have more.
That'll
All right,
work.
Scotty.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the giggles today.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it happens like that. The private chat might clue you into what's really going on. Just hit the tab and you'll see what the deal is. But welcome in, Scott from Controversial Cruising. Hello.
He was talking to James, and I sent him a private chat, and then I realized that it took me off the screen. So, and I remembered that there was this other chat. So, yeah, but he was talking while you were talking, and all I could hear was muffled in the background. I was like, mute the darn thing.
Yes, mute the mic. Hot mic. Yeah.
Oh, but you can unmute it now, Scotty.
Right.
Oh.
Now
I didn't
tomorrow,
mean mute for talking to us.
yeah, I got to check my email today because yesterday or day before yesterday, I did a thing I shouldn't have done online. I did a travel. I sat through 2 hours of this guy online talking to me, and I didn't buy that, but I'm supposed to get a 4-day cruise out of it. Now, the lady who signed me up said it's going to be $50. I said, I'm not paying it. So the guy told me you don't have to pay yesterday. So I'll find out when I get it. And there's another one. He signed me up for another one tomorrow. And it's going to give me $100 and an 8-day cruise. I said, I'm not paying anything. He said, okay, I'll fix it where you don't pay anything and you just get your vouchers. And well, you do have to pay in the long run. Everybody has to pay the taxes and port fees. The port fees are actually taxes for that county or state, wherever it is. And the taxes are the United States law taxes. So they're actually both taxes, but they're just called something different. So if I can get an 8-day for around $200 to $300, that's not bad because I don't get that many offers on my one-time Carnival cruise going in the casino deals yet.
Right.
So I got to get on more Carnival cruises. I want to go on cruises that are on sale and cheap. It doesn't matter if I get Carnival Cruise end up being on their tier levels or if I get Royal on their tier levels. I'm going to go, like I said, find the cheapest deals out there. Now, I don't do the last minute stuff because I could get one today in my email and it's going to say that I'm going to have to leave on probably Friday.
Those are pack and go sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rate code PUG on Carnival.
Yeah, and I've gotten some of those that are absolutely free except my port taxes.
Yeah.
But I said I can't if I didn't have my dog, I could get packed overnight, get a flight. It might cost me more for the flight,
Yeah.
but I could get there and I could get a hotel, all that, and I can do that within 12 to 24 hours. Like you can do that. But when you have other things to consider, like I got to stop the mail, I got to board my dog, I got to make sure I've got enough dog food to send to the boarders. I can't do those last minute yet. Now, when my dog has passed away, knock on wood that she's 13 and still alive, and I would like for her to be alive a few more years longer. But also in the back of my head, when she's gone, I can be free to do a few more things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like today, I was going to go out, and I said, I'll go to the movies. So I looked up all the movies. The only thing that I haven't seen that I would like to see is the Fantastic Four. And then there was another one about these kids in this town. I don't remember the name of the movie, but it's a real story about how these kids got missing out of a teacher's classroom.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I didn't watch the whole thing on it, you know, but that's what the gist of the story is they're interrogating the teacher. Why did it happen to your classroom and no one else's classroom? I remember something about that, and it had something to do with just one of the kids in the classroom had something to do with that, but he took all of them.
Oh, wow.
That
That would be interesting to me.
Yeah, I thought about going out because today at our theater, I don't know if it's senior citizens or just join your movie theater. They're free to join. And you're gonna get coupons and things in your little ad, your email saying, "Hey, buy popcorn, get a free Coke. Buy a Coke, get a free popcorn." Or on Tuesdays at our Regal Theater, it is $7 if you're a member. I don't know if it's a senior thing or a member thing, but he said it's only $7 on Tuesdays if you.
Talk to Zach about that. I think Zach has that. I'm pretty sure Zach is on.
Yeah,
one
Jack
of those.
has. I think Zach has AMC.
Yeah,
I have Regal.
but it sounds like it's a similar program that they offer to, and then you'll also get invites to go to the premieres when they come to your local theaters.
Yeah, you can do that. And also, I don't know if you have it at your local theater, but we have Monday $5 mystery movies. You don't know what the movie is. They do tell you it's mostly PG or R. They will tell you if it's kid friendly or not kid friendly. That's all you know. You just know the rating of it. You don't know what the name of it is. I did it once, but they start at 7 at night, and I don't drive at night to come home.
Yeah.
So if they had a mystery movie in the middle of the afternoon, I would go pay that $5. But I do $7 on Tuesdays about once a month lately.
That they do. It's because they do matinees in the afternoon. I'm sure that's why
I don't know.
they don't do. Well, I don't know. That'd be pretty cool to have mystery. They'd have matinee and a mystery movie, or a matinee mystery.
Yeah, that would be neat.
Oh,
But if I could drive at night, I would go to them. They start at 7 in our theater, and even I could probably get home in the winter, in the summertime before it got dark, but I couldn't in the winter because at 5 o'clock in Douglasville in the wintertime, I'm not driving anymore.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Yeah. So, all right, we've been on almost an hour. Anybody got any questions? I want to know anything about how to make pancakes or?
Oh, this is Roxy show. Yeah.
I normally Lego my Eggo and cook it in a skillet and eat it like that, Roxy.
Okay.
That's what I do. Hannah and I will be making some fresh pancakes and waffles as soon as she gets her little waffle maker thingy. But until then, we got to Lego our Eggos for a while.
okay.
Good show, though. Definitely.
I know. Can you put Danny? Can you put their link on there to Hannah's? It may be children only link. I don't know.
Well, no, anybody can sub, and believe me, Hannah would really appreciate all of your subs. I could send it to you privately if you'd like. I could send you the link to her channel.
Okay, if you want to do it privately, or you can put it out here. I don't care. It's up to you.
Cruising and you know what it's like. Yeah, stuff like that.
Hey,
Oh,
Joe.
Joe is popping in. And
Yep.
Scott, if you want to follow us, I'm pretty sure that we're all about to go over to TikTok and then start acting the clown. So join us over on TikTok. I will be hosting a midday looming session. But I gotta go get me something to drink. So peace, love, and bacon grease. I am out.
Roxy, thank you so much for
Thank you,
having
Roxy.
all of us.
Oh, it was wonderful. And I may be on TikTok, I may not, because the guy's coming at 3.
Yeah.
Get
And,
over here anyways. Get over
I
here.
gotta get my 1963 house up to 225. You know,
Oh,
225.
There's Hannah's link. Okay, cool beans.
Thanks for having me, Roxy.
All right.
Sorry I was late.
You're fine.
Bye bye.
I'll see you on TikTok.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Roxy.
Bye, everybody. Y'all have a blessed day.
Bye, everybody.